what I did with them was cut them up, and I'm going to cook them till they're soft. Then I'm going to put them in my bullet and puree it, and then use it for pumpkin pie. The seeds, I put in a little bit in my frying pan of this butter-infused olive oil. And so I'm going to also put a little salt on them. And that's what I'm doing with my pumpkin. I just toast these seeds lightly, and they are very nutritious, I hear. Not to mention they're nice and crunchy, and once I toasted them, it really doesn't take too long. The black wrought iron frying pan with the heat up. And just keep moving them around. Just going to put the lid on and leave them crunch for a minute or two. And so I hope everybody had a nice harvest season. If you're growing vegetables, I hope you were able to can a lot of stuff and save a bunch of money. I appreciate all the viewers that I have on my YouTube channel. I never thought I would have this many people. Quite frankly, I just did it out of something to do when I was retired. And it's been really, I love that I can watch metal detection by people all over the world and learn lots of new foods and recipes and spices. You can see it's starting to get a little brown on them. Very hard to flip them. I try to make a single layer. And it won't take but it's only been 3 minutes and they're almost done, so they're very delicious. Sounds like it's going to pop like popcorn. Really stop at this point. I want them a little more crunchy because that's just the way I like them. But really, you could probably stop right here. Ooh. I have to be careful. I almost need to wear safety glasses. All right. I think I'm done. So there we go. I'll put them in a bowl, and now I'm going to enjoy them. I hope you make use of all your pumpkin, the seeds and the pumpkin meat. And what I'm going to do is I have my pumpkin cooked. I'm going to put it in the bullet and puree it. This is going to be a pie crust. Basically, it's 2 cups of flour, 1 stick of butter, 1/4 cup of sugar, and I'll throw in a little salt, and then I'm going to knead it by hand and roll it out for a pie crust. Mash the butter into the flour with a fork. I am going to add water, just enough to get it to stick together. Cold water, that is. And just a little water. And I just keep adding it. Until I think I have enough in there. And this should be enough. Once I put it on the board and start smashing it with my hands, then it should. Okay, let me move that a little. Okay, so pretty much I've got my dough together here, and I'm gonna just take half of it and make pumpkin pie crust with it. Probably should have put more flour down, but I'm just too lazy to get that thing out. The canister with more flour, so let's hope I can get it off this piece of marble, which isn't that cold because I have the oven on. So now I've got it in the dish. I'm just going to push it out a little more. And since I don't have a whole lot of pumpkin, it's probably going to be a shallow pie, so it's not coming up to the top. So I don't even know what it's called because it doesn't have a cover. But I'm going to use this pumpkin pie recipe, which calls for the 9-inch baked cooled graham cracker pie shell, which I'm not using. I'm using a pie crust. Salt, cinnamon, cloves, sugar, 1 beaten egg, 1 cup of pumpkin, 1 cup of scalded milk, and you can put some water. What is the water for? Place in shallow pan of water. Oh, when you bake it. That's if you use the graham cracker pie shell. I'm not doing that, so I don't need the water. I'm just doing the pie filling from this recipe. So in a bowl, I'm going to combine salt, spices, sugar, egg, and pumpkin. But first, I have to puree my pumpkin. So I put in probably half of the pumpkin pieces, and it was too dry. I added some of the cream that I'm going to use in the recipe to blend it, because it wasn't anything in there to mix it together with. So you need some liquid. I'm putting the pieces in the bullet. I don't know if I can do this with one hand. I'm adding some cream and then putting the top on. I have to set it down a minute. And then give it a little shake so it mixes around. Try it some more. It really makes it smooth. I think that should do it. This is looking like more than 1 cup. So I'm going to probably add another. I have 2 tablespoons of sugar, maybe a little more. A teaspoon of cinnamon, some salt, and probably a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. So I'm going to add that. I did not scald the milk because I added the milk right to the warm pumpkin. All right, so that's my sugar, cinnamon, clove, salt. And I'm going to stir that around. The only thing I have to really add now is the 2 eggs and probably a little bit more milk because that was not a cup of milk. The egg will bake it like a custard. That's looking very spicy. Then pumpkin usually is dark. So, I don't have the egg in, so I'm going to just take a little taste. Oh, that's perfect. Good cinnamon, clove. You can't even taste that peel. And, yep, now I'm just adding in the 2 eggs. And I'm going to put a drop more of cream in. And then I'm actually going to whisk this. All right, I'm gonna have to put this down to pour it into the pie crust. And again, the pie crust doesn't come all the way up, but it comes a good bit of the way up. There, that's better. I'm making some sweet potato pancakes. In it, I shredded up a bunch of sweet potatoes. I put 4 eggs in this because it was a lot of sweet potato. I put some cardamom. I put some dried onion flakes. I put some cinnamon, nutmeg. I think that was it. Cinnamon, nutmeg, oh, sugar, and some flour. I sprinkled in probably a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup of flour. I didn't want it to be too thick, and I put some baking soda in it. All right. I'm going to have applesauce over it, but I'm taking it up. Pancakes are frying. I'm going to put a lid on them. These are sweet potato pancakes, and again, they have 4 eggs in them, a little sprinkle of baking soda, maybe a 1/4 teaspoon to a 1/2. Probably about 6 cups of shredded sweet potato, cardamom, cinnamon, nutmeg, and some ground ginger are in this, flour, and some sugar, and also some onion flakes, dried onion flakes. All right, so I think this next batch is done. And now I'm going to put in some more. I might need a little more oil with these. Kind of hard to do. At the same time you're holding the camera. So far it's working. Okay, then what I do is kind of tamp them down with my spatula. I need to move this one a little bit. And I think I need, what I'm using is olive oil. And since this is my last, because I don't want the middle not to cook, so that's why I'm trying to make them thinner. This one's a little fat, but short on room, so. Alright, so now I'm going to cover them and leave them for a minute, and then I'm going to let them cook and then flip them on the other side. I try to get them to cook on the first side and up through at least the middle, and then when I flip them they don't have to cook as long. With some of the leftover pumpkin, I'm actually cooking this up and it seems like it's done. So what I'll do is I'm going to puree this when I come home and it's cooler. And that's going to go in the freezer for maybe some sweet potato pie. And I'll let it cook a minute. All right, I'll come back with these because I don't want to have it get too burnt on one side. This nice little golden look. Alright, and we'll let that cook for maybe another minute. And I just turned the flame off, so all my flames are down on my gas stove. I love cooking with gas. And I'm just going to put them in here and then take these up and have some sweet potato pancakes for lunch with my mother. And possibly my sister. She's off today. All right.